So here we are again on the way to get the trailer from storage. Early September. I'm hoping this is summer's last gasp here in Phoenix. It's over 100, 11 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully it's going to clear out pretty soon and we'll start into the paradise fall weather. But last time I did a video, I had brought the trailer home because a mobile mechanic was going to come by. He did do that and fixed a couple little things. One of the switches for the leveler stabilizer jack, he fixed that. He glued a panel in the front of the fridge that was slipping, and then the rest of it was pretty much taking notes so that they could submit it for warranty. We squeaked in right before the end of our 1-year warranty, which is now passed, but because it was recorded and submitted to Winnebago, apparently they are going to fix it. So what we're left with is the backsplash behind the sink in the kitchen area is popping off the wall. I guess that's kind of common, but what's kind of exacerbating that is the shelf above it in the cabinetry is sagging, and I'm guessing it's just, you know, staples or screws or whatever put it together have failed, and that'll become a worse problem later down the road. And then there's this big bulkhead area that makes up the bunk bed head area, as well as the back of the television, the little kind of pantry cabinet, the furnace enclosure. That's kind of all off on the driver's side, and it's separating from the wall, and it's a good, you know, ½ inch off the wall, which is, you know, going to cause a problem with that bunk. It may fall at some point if somebody gets on it. It's generally cosmetic, but still, it shouldn't be that way. And so apparently they're going to fix that too. So I'm going to go get the trailer, bring it home, empty out the area underneath the bunk, kind of that pack and play external access area, because they're going to have to work on that whole bit. So it's been about good 2 months waiting for parts and an appointment. And so I'm going to drop it off after work midweek this week. And I don't know how long we'll be out of a trailer, so we haven't booked anything beyond that. So we'll see where it takes us. So we got switched to this other side of the storage yard. It's kind of nicer over here, paved. Kind of a commercial trailer clipped the side of our RV. Did a little bit of damage, not much, but got moved over here. It's a little nicer. There we are. We're thinking about getting one of these covered parking places at some point. This has been a pretty good place for us to keep the trailer. It's close to home, it's close to the highway. Never, other than that guy clipping my front end the one time, we haven't really had much trouble at all. No theft or anything. They have had some trouble here in the past. I don't think it's still going on, but people were either climbing over the wall or tailgating through the gates or whatever and kind of getting in here and causing nonsense. Like my understanding is gangs stealing catalytic converters out of You know, people just keep vans and cars and stuff in here. That's a costly proposition. So there's signs and stuff about making sure that you stop when you go through the gates. Let the gates close fully. Of course, I got a guy pulling up here right now in a Goldfish Crackers trailer. Right on. Anyway, got my little key fob. We'll open up this gate. Man, my brakes are way too touchy. Way too touchy. So that's it. The refrigerator panel, the backsplash in the kitchen area, fixing the cabinets, it's kind of all in one, and that bulkhead with the TV and pantry area. So I'm going to drop it off here at the dealership in a couple days and leave it for them for who knows how long. Hopefully it should all be under that original warranty, which is now expired, but because it was supposedly approved, we'll see how it goes. So I'll just get back at this. I don't know when. We'll see when we get it back. So maybe it'll be just like that. Well, it wasn't exactly a snap. It was a month, actually almost a month and a week. So I took it in there for all this stuff. The big thing is that whole bulkhead area with the TV and the bunks and all that, that's been repaired. Apparently that was the cause for the delay. Winnebago wasn't quite keen on how much time they thought they would have to take. They just wanted to do a quick fix. And the dealership kind of stood their ground. So it was kind of nice. They had to tear the whole thing up, rebuild it. They did a really nice job. So what had happened was, apparently in the original build, it had some fasteners that missed the studs. So that whole section, right? And so some of it must have come free. You know, the screws just pulled right out through that little narrow wall board or whatever. And that put a lot of stress on the other stuff. And then those screw heads either snap the screws themselves, either snap the heads off, or the little wooden cleats that were in there holding stuff together inside the cabinet busted off the wall. And so that's kind of what caused everything. So they did a really nice job there. They also did a really nice job putting that backsplash back on by the sink in the kitchen. They're kind of what you've probably seen on YouTube about that, right? It's just they squirt some stuff or put a little tape in there and it doesn't hold, especially here in Arizona where it gets so stinking hot inside there during the summer when you're in storage or whatever. But apparently they really put some schmutz in there and took care of it. Now, they didn't replace the panel in front of the refrigerator that was too small. Apparently that still hasn't even come in yet, even though I was under the impression that all the parts had come in. But, I fiddled around with it. I wasn't too happy that it hadn't been replaced, but they glued the stuffing out of it. It's pretty stout, so we'll see. Again, Arizona heat, does that adhesive they use fail for a third time, or are we fixed? They did replace the little switch for the jack, the stabilizer jack. Everything works fine. Honestly, that's probably an easy fix for me if those things go bad. Looking at them, they got screws on the outside and, a couple crimp-on connectors and stuff. I'm sure I'll be able to fix that stuff in the future. And even if they don't work, it's not an emergency because you can manually pull up the jacks. But the thing they didn't fix was the shelf over the sink in that cabinet. So just miscommunication, whatever. I looked at it, I talked to the guy about it, how it was constructed. I'm just gonna fix it. I was not gonna leave the trailer there. And speaking of that, as I was doing my walk around after hitching up, the little exhaust port that the furnace, blasts the hot air and exhaust out the side of the RV, has a little cap metal thing on it. And I just walked by and noticed it was sticking out. I grabbed it and it just came off. So there were no screws, and it was a good 1/8 inch off the exterior wall of the RV there. So luckily bounced into the mobile tech that I talked to months ago when he came by the house, and as well as my service advisor. And between the two of them, they went and scrounged up tools, because their normal everyday techs had gone home for the day, for the week probably, or Friday night. And these two guys, put it back together for me. Really glad they did it. I'm really glad I found it, because that little piece would have been laying on the freeway, metal pancake. God forbid, take out somebody's windshield as I trundle along, Phoenix Metro Highway network, right? So anyway, that's all settled. I think we're good on all the lingering warranty repair stuff, so that's kind of cool. Now the other thing I was thinking on is I was considering having them do the annual maintenance, and I got quoted a couple different prices. One of them was like $950 plus parts. I actually think that was for a motor coach, like the big bad boys. And then looking at us a little closer, he gave me $750 plus parts. And I asked what parts would be, and give or take $100, right? And $750, $850, tax, and paying for rags and stuff. Who knows? I mean, we're probably looking at $900 to $1,000 on an annual basis. And so I'm a handy guy, of course. I could work on the house and stuff. Limited mechanical experience, but I fix things. So I think I'm gonna take it on. So I'm gonna buy some tools, probably some jack stands and a nice, some kind of jack, and I'll lift it and do the bearing repack, grease the bearings, check the brakes, service the refrigerator, clean the coils and stuff in there. I guess you got to clean the coils on the AC on the roof, as well as any filters. Look at the furnace, do some maintenance on the seals, the gear mechanism for the slide. I'll trundle away through it, and it just doesn't seem like it's a whole ton of work. Maybe we need gas. Actually, I'm making a gas run right now before I maybe go take it for a wash. So I'm gonna go to my closest Love's, not too far from the house. So we'll see what we can do there. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking of, is doing the maintenance myself. Maybe I'll share that with you as I go. We'll see. So I'd like to get it cleaned before I start doing some of this maintenance. Maybe I'll do this weekend, some of the easy stuff, and I'll do my research on the rest. We'll see how it goes. So we're going to save that money that you would normally put into an annual maintenance and put it in the gas tank and put it in some RV park or something, right? Let's use this thing. We've been between this warranty work, I called for that in May. It's mid-October right now. We managed to squeak a one trip out in June, but we didn't really plan anything else, so just not knowing what the status was. So yeah, I think from here on out, if I could fix it, I'm fixing it. We'll see. I have no warranty to speak of, so we'll see how it goes. Well, when I pulled up, it was full over there at the RV area. That's one nice thing about these Micro Minis. You can kind of pull into most just regular old passenger vehicle gas stations. They're not too busy today. Dang it. So really, after a solid year of ownership with the Winnebago, I do give it a thumbs up. It's a good quality RV. We've traveled a lot in it. Most of the issues we've had were pretty minor. I went through everything here in this video, but aside from that, they had to do a repair on the water heater. After that first trip, I kind of did a couple field repairs on it. I had a leaky shower valve that I fixed on a trip. But other than that, I mean, it's just been pretty good. Most of the stuff has been cosmetic. I am giving kind of second thoughts to my assessment of the dealership and this recent work. I guess I'm just going to call it rough workmanship, meaning not necessarily that they did anything wrong or anything the way it's put back together. It's just rough. Dings and scratches on the finishes that I don't think were us. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty that's us. I mean, even the dog got at a little piece here I got to figure out. But that and, filthy, bits of caulk and stuff, just peeled off stuff that's laying all over the countertops. And, now with the lights on, I'm seeing it. Dirt, rocks. I think he even spilled a soda or some coffee, right? It spattered up one of the walls and across a cabinet over there. And, we clean up after every trip. So I don't think it was us. I looked at the backsplash over here, gave it some more poking in the light, and I don't know. I think it's going to fail again. It's got that little pucker to it, and I brought it home 4 or 5 days ago. And the fridge cover looks good. As far as the solid attachment of this bulkhead behind me, I think it's good. Caulked in there nice and tight. Like I said, just scuffs and stuff like that. I'll show you where some of this sticker wood grain stuff is peeling off. So really down here on the slide out, it's peeling away on the outside. I got my dog damage down here, but even on this inside edge there, it's just peeling up, and I can see where it's been kind of pushed and stuff like that. I don't know if that was the repair or if it's just wear and tear. I'll show it to you real quick. So look. All right, you see that? That's just kind of a sticker, right? So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to repair that. Yeah, there's the dog stuff. And then we've got some puffing right there, right at the edge of the fridge. I think some water came out one time, but then look at that down at the bottom, right? That's gonna have to be fixed. Yeah, I don't know if I could buy that sticker stuff or replace the wood or what. All right, one final thing. The damage to the front of the RV, where the guy clipped me at the RV lot. He didn't even know he did it, right? I had the storage people, they took a look at the tape, they saw him just kiss the front end of it. So that little scuff to the front edge, some scrape across the body panel, and then right at the very edge of the baggage door. Yeah, it's cosmetic. It shouldn't have happened, but it was an accident. He said he'd cover it. So I had the dealer do a body shop quote, $3,972.37. No. Yeah, for some paint and stickers and Bondo. I'm not asking that guy to do it or his insurance. I think he's a small businessman. I'm just not dealing with it. I'll try to fix it myself, or I'll live with it. It's not the end of the world. This is not a Ferrari, right? So we'll just deal with that. That'll be another one of the fun projects. So I'll maybe I'll take you along for the ride on some of this maintenance, some of this repair in here, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. So in the meantime, we've booked a little travel trip, and we're gonna do that sometime around the holidays here, and yeah, enjoy this thing again. So after losing the summer, so. It's been a great year plus of ownership already. It's just a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to it. We'll take it out again. So see you next time. Sunset in Phoenix. If you move to Phoenix, do not buy a house west of where you want to work, because you're driving into this crap in the morning and again on the way home. I hate this. I'd rather nighttime with the lights on or the sun's up. The good thing is, generally speaking, if you are driving west at this time of day, it doesn't last that long, this crazy sun in your eye stuff, because there's mountains ringing the city area, and so lights go out. At some point that this dusk turns into one of those fiery sunsets, and it's done. That's not what happened. That just went behind a tree.